Hi there and welcome to Talk About Town. Well, it's the beginning of another break, this time the Easter one. So we have to move on before you move out, off on a trip abroad or something. In fact, I'm wondering, is there anybody there at all? Well, I'm sure that perhaps there's at least a handful of faithful followers sitting comfortably staring at my aging features. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's move on. Gentlemen, good evening and happy Easter. Tony.
Good evening.
¿Cómo estás?
And I'll say happy Pesach for our Jewish friends.
Ah, the Jewish friends.
Absolutely.
Happy
Passover.
Pesach, it's the Passover.
Pesach,
So sabe todo.
Happy Easter.
And Eric Almeida, good evening to you, Eric.
Good evening to you, Richard.
¿Qué haces aquí?
I say I took the wrong turn and they said, would you like to appear in a program? And I did, so you will.
Así por las buenas.
Well, actually, I think it's someone let you down, I think.
Some of the he's off abroad somewhere.
Abroad,
Yeah.
pero abroad, esta
somewhere.
vez.
Hablando de abroad, porque to go abroad, o hay que coger un ferry, o hay que coger un coche,
O un roplano.
Y el follón que hay con Monarch.
Bueno,
That's a big one, eh?
sí.
It's
Bueno,
coming at the right time, isn't it?
in this question of Monarch, it's all due to the increase.
That's
Oh,
right.
so they say in the landing charges y todo. And I will say what the Guardia Civil said when he went into the house of Señor Roca in Marbella and found a tiger in a cage.
Good, yeah.
Aquí hay gato encerrado. And I think this is the same thing. Aquí hay gato
But the
encerrado.
guy, is it Tim Peach or Tim, I can't remember his name.
Gene.
The managing
Jeans.
director. Tim
Jeans.
was quite clear about what he meant. He ended up meaning what he was meaning all the time, I suppose, and that's the tax that we pay on leaving the airport. He said that although that's not taken from the airline, it's taken from the passenger.
I think it's a spurious
You think
argument.
so?
Yes, because Monarch have stopped flights between Cornwall and Malaga because the Cornwall Council decided to impose a £5 departure tax.
Yeah.
Again, a tax which is paid by the what do you call it, the passenger.
Yeah.
And anybody who's going to get his flight from Cornwall to Malaga is not going to be put off by the £5 and go all the way up to Gatwick, no? Digo yo.
Well,
Huh?
yes. But if you're going to Marbella, te da lo mismo Gibraltar que Málaga, 650. ¿Tú qué crees, hombre?
Well, yo creo que I think they didn't carry out a proper analysis in the first place y ahora se están dando cuenta que no pueden hacer dinero y ya está. No
Well,
lo
apparently
quieren más. Ya
the-
está, tan
sí.
simple como eso.
Yeah.
The discount that they have for 2 years is now coming to an end
Sí.
of landing
Yeah.
charges from the MOD. Con que yo que
They're
And the
trying to
business
get out
model doesn't
without
fit,
giving
yeah.
the impression that they're
Sí,
running
sí,
away.
sí.
That's it.
Tú no estudiaste para lawyer, ¿no, Eric?
Empecé, pero lo dejé.
Empezaste,
Sí,
lo
porque me
dejé.
di cuenta que habían tanto que...
No hay bastante.
No hay bastante.
No, we need more.
70 youngsters, 170
absolutely.
guy, and now there's 70 youngsters who are studying.
We need more. We carry on like this, we're going to have more lawyers than policemen.
Should have
And
one.
then where will we be?
We should have one per person, really.
At least, like your guardian
lawyer
angel.
per
No,
person.
one lawyer per person, like your guardian angel.
But I suppose the proof of the pudding's in the eating. When they come over, they're never out of work, no?
No.
Because you look at a lot of lawyers, young lawyers are
Yeah.
employed. If not-
But the majority of them are employed in conveyancing and things like that, no?
Yeah.
But
Okay.
in actual litigation, criminal law, yes.
Yes.
I don't think there are that many.
Poquito. Ya la tienda de Pisani no está.
También.
Who are they going to take to court?
También es verdad.
Ay,
¿Pisani?
sí,
Yeah,
sí.
Pisani.
Y los funcionarios de I think it's Spain, que ya they don't have a job for life. I read this in the paper about nearly 2 weeks ago, I think. But then it went on to say that they don't have that particular job for life, but it's a bit like here, where civil servants are moved around after a few years.
Well, of course.
Entonces, what was the big deal of the article? I don't even know why I brought it up.
Neither do I.
¿Verdad?
No.
Well, because you thought at the time that, yeah,
That it was
It was a
valid.
good idea
yeah,
at the
it was
time.
valid.
But then I thought about it and said, it doesn't seem to be any point because it's the same as what we have here. Yo leí de algún lado. Yeah, you
It's
see?
the old Peter principle. You know,
See?
if he's no good at one job, you move him to another. you know.
That's it, yeah, that's it.
He's no good at that one, so you keep him with him.
But that's true, isn't
And
it?
promoted.
And promoted, of course.
That's the reality of life.
What?
Joking aside, the jobs aren't for life anymore.
No, no.
Por lo menos te lo esperes.
Hasn't been for years.
Mira el lío in Paris, no? In France.
Yeah.
Like youngsters.
Yes, but the Prime Minister had to backpedal furiously.
Ah, sí, I didn't,
Absolutely.
I didn't,
Oh,
hear
he's
the-
backpedaled completely.
Sí,
Pasó la ley
sí.
y canceló la ley. No más remedio.
La canceló.
Sí, no, he had to backpedal completely.
El British Castle.
No, è Moorish Castle. That's where you're wrong. No, no, Moorish Castle. No, because the tourist office wrote to the people who live up in the Upper Rock. There are a number of them who do. It dice about entry procedure for the nature reserve, that they're going to close the Engineer Road and Lathbury Barracks entry at 21 hours, at 9 o'clock, for those who are not military minded.
Sí.
9 o'clock. And they will be opened again at 700 hours, 7 o'clock in the morning.
For those who are not military
And he says, at night, access to the nature reserve for residents or their visitors will be through the medieval castle entry. And I don't know where that is.
A medieval
Because
castle.
the only castle I know on the Upper Rock is the Moorish Castle, which was built in 711. Now, to be medieval, it must have been built a lot later than that. But they call it the medieval castle.
Because that's when I suppose the Moors ended up handing Gibraltar
But
over.
it had been built by then. It was built in 711.
Ages
so
upon
there you
ages
are.
ago.
The Gibraltar Tourist Office calls it the medieval castle, and every other person in Gibraltar calls it the Moorish
The
Castle.
Moorish castle.
Aquí hay algo mal.
Hay-
Aquí hay gato encerrado.
Gato encerrado otra vez. Y parking, tú parcas mucho por ahí de Casemates Hill. Apparently parking there is in abundance these days.
Sí, because a lot of people use it to get the prescriptions and stuff like that.
But they can't park in Casemates Hill because that is an authorized taxi rank. What they do is that they park on the roundabout. Gibraltar must be the only place in the world where you're allowed to park on the roundabout. Well, not on the actual roundabout itself, but round about the roundabout.
On the rims.
Ahora que te han quitado los
on the
Legos,
rims.
¿no?
Ahora que han quitado los Legos, estamos- and they park. And the other day, it was very interesting. I saw there were 3 cars parked there. There was 1 van and 2 cars. And I was going to collect a parcel from the parcel post. And suddenly I saw this police motorcyclist coming. Y digo, ya está, se cayeron esta gente. Tú verás ahora. No, he went round the roundabout and then went back again.
Sí.
Pues está buscando los Legos.
No sé, a lo mejor que no vio los coches.
Didn't-
He went back.
Como
No,
vio.
no, no.
Pero donde tiene que haber un roundabout en Eastern Beach Road.
That
¿no?
yes. Again, I went to collect. I went to collect my my exemption disc so that I can go into the pedestrianised area
Sí.
between 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock to unload my shopping. So I went to the vehicle test centre area, and as I was waiting for the bus to come back, I lost count of the number of people who were travelling south, and when they got to the junction with Eastern Beach Road, they did a sharpish U-turn and drove back
I
north.
think we've all done that, yeah.
Well,
So ideally...
I haven't done it, but ideally what you should do
No, but
is...
tú no eres chulo.
No.
Tú no eres
sorry, no.
cool.
I'm law-abiding.
Pero no
I'll
eres
have you
cool.
know. No soy cool. I'm
Tú no eres
law-abiding.
cool. Si no eres
I'm
cool,
a
no-
stodgy old
¿Tú tienes
codger.
moto o no?
No, sí, también tenía. No, so what you need there really is a roundabout. And then you can do
Luis?
away with all those give
Yeah.
way and all that. You have a roundabout
Sí,
there.
sí.
And there's plenty of room for the roundabout. And then you
El Luis tiene razón.
What about...
That when you're outside, when you're watching television,
Yeah.
you don't appreciate it so much. When you're here and you listen to him, the motor.
El motor.
Sabe un motor. ¿Tú tienes fire alarms en la casa? Because that now,
Sí.
serious note is very important.
Sí.
Yo no tengo. I
Lo
must
tengo,
say.
pero no lo he puesto todavía.
Right. It's serious, not too
Yeah. Smoke alarm.
fire deaths.
Smoke
if you like.
alarm.
It's a smoke
Sí.
alarm, yeah.
Smoke alarm.
Smoke alarm, see.
Did I say fire alarm?
You said
Yeah.
fire alarm, see.
Smoke alarm.
No, but we all know what you meant.
You meant,
We all
see.
know what you
2
meant.
deaths in a week. That's incredible, isn't it?
See,
Yeah.
see.
Incredible.
Both
Sí.
smokers.
Eh?
Both smokers.
Both smokers.
And both smokers, yes.
Me da cuenta. Y los perros en el runway, no un perro, ¿no? What's it called? Un greyhound.
Oh, it's a
Un
greyhound.
greyhound era.
No era un
Yeah.
perro matutero, ¿no?
No.
You remember reading about the perro?
Sí, sí.
It was a runaway dog. It wasn't
A
a perro
runaway dog on the
matutero.
runway.
It was a runaway dog on the runway.
On the runway.
Mira, that's one thing. Si siguen subiendo los charges and no aeroplanes land on the airfield, we can turn it into a canódromo. Canódromo
Bueno,
means-
no era un race.
It was used to be a race course. Now we can have it a dog racing course. Serio, ¿qué?
Oh.
Lío, ¿eh? Ahora salió Sopardi por un lado, Mr. Chiveras por otro lado.
I thought that...
Está la cosa con el preamble,
I
the
thought,
additional preamble, the new word. Yo qué sé, la verdad.
I thought that Keith Sopardi talked very, very sensibly on the question, and As far as the
about time somebody
Constitution
did.
is concerned, as far as the Constitution is concerned, we should wait and see what the Constitution says. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
I tend to agree with what Maurice Rivera said in today's letter, that we need that preamble. But I'm also cognizant of the fact that when we had the 1967 Constitution, with the preamble and all,
That came with a preamble.
yes.
So what's the big deal that's been
But when
said
we
now?
had it, we were presented with it as a fait accompli. The people of Gibraltar, didn't vote to accept it or otherwise. We were given, this is your new constitution, this is the preamble, y ahí lo
Cómetelo
tiene.
con patata frita y huevo.
Patata frita y huevos, lo hubiera comido amigo. No, ahí lo tiene. Now this time we are actually going to be given a chance to express our
And
democratic
tailor-made,
right.
apparently.
And it's going to be tailor-made. However, I would still
Like the preamble first.
to see the preamble first. And if it's a question of having to wait another month
So be
or
it.
two, well, so be it. I'm prepared to wait.
Sí, sí.
Quien espera lo mucho, espera lo poco.
¿Tú qué crees, Eric, in this preamble business?
I don't know. Makes no difference to me.
See, no?
Yeah.
You just go ahead.
Vote on the Constitution and then look at the preamble. If we don't like it, we throw it out.
We throw it out again.
Well, no, if you don't like it, throw it out. I don't know. Once we said we wanted, si wanti, si no lo deja. That's what you used to
Escúchame,
say.
hay que
But that's
decir,
going back to what we were saying before.
yeah.
In the 60s, we would have fought everything.
met a lady, Diane Slomer, of the Gibraltar Heritage Trust.
Oh, yes.
Or, it's trust or society? Trust.
Heritage
Trust. Yes, trust. me,
And
trust.
said that she was slightly annoyed at the fact that we mentioned, I think it was Louis, and there's two English people running the Heritage Society now.
See.
The gentleman who's the chairman for now, I forget his name, and Diane Slomer, who's the vice. And she said that that the reason for that is that there were no locals available to do it. They were all busy doing their jobs.
Well,
So-
I'm sure they were
And
available.
anyway, Diane Slomer's been here more than 20 years, so she considers
I'm
it
sure
so-
they were available, but the thing is that they
didn't want
weren't
the job.
willing to take
Oh,
it
they
up.
weren't willing.
And that happens so often.
Yeah.
Committees, you get a lot of people talking outside, but when it comes to put your money where your mouth is, they don't.
They don't.
Unfortunately, we have a tendency de ser una mijita pasotillo.
Sí, sí. Y el ex-commissioner que dice que juries aquí, nana.
I agree with it.
Yeah.
I agree.
Bueno, my dear chap,
It's too
I
small a
don't think
price.
ha descubierto América. No, we've been saying
Yeah,
this for years.
yeah.
Ahora, it's what is curious is that all these ex-policemen always say these things when they're ex. Because we got the other one who
Sí,
writes in,
Leo
I think, in
Rivero,
Panorama,
About
Superintendent
drugs.
Leo Rivero.
superintendent who slags off the whole question
Yeah.
of drugs control. What did he do all the years he was there?
Sí, sí.
I mean, it would be
Getting
nice to
ready for
hear.
when he retired.
Well, I
Getting
suppose something
ready
like
to-
the jury is not something that the commissioner, as commissioner, can talk about.
Well, I suppose neither could Olivero talk about what a hash there was with the drugs.
With the drugs, just like
No, I suppose not. But anyway, at least it's a good thing that they come out and say it eventually. Eventually.
Eventually.
Yes.
Y también que there's going to be an independent police board, which I think is welcome
Yeah, that's
by
a
Now
good
that's
idea.
very
That's
good.
good.
You
you
can
think
never have, tú sabes, people within whatever investigating themselves.
Yeah.
It lends
The
itself.
policemen.
It lends itself to all sorts of things.
Me dicen que el ADSL, esta cosa no entiendo mucho, lo de los computers and internet, what have you. Small businesses are suffering because the ADSL thing is very expensive. They have a monopoly, they say, and it's 8 times as expensive as it is in La Linea.
It
You
is
know more about
expensive.
computers than I do. Very good.
It
What's
is
your view on that?
expensive.
What's your light on that?
Compared to the UK and Spain and that, it's very expensive.
¿Y qué vamos a hacer?
Eh?
What are we going to do about it?
Comerlo con papa. como
Con
se
papa
notó.
frita y huevo. Y palabras que no se usan.
Palabras que no se usan.
Guaseo. Ay, que
Guaseo.
guaseo.
Ya no se usa
Sí.
guaseo.
¿Por qué no se usa
No sé,
guaseo?
se usa cachondeo, ¿no? Pero no se usa
Sí,
guaseo,
guaseo no.
No se
Guaseo.
usa.
Otra es, Erti, no mete trola.
Trola.
Y no mete trola, Erti.
Trola, of course, is a lie.
Alai.
Una trola is a lie.
Sì, sì.
But it is actually, it's in the dictionary de la Academia, Real Academia. It is a Spanish word, it is trola. We don't use it anymore.
You said you were coming here today to tell us
Oh,
where
yes, el patio de Currito el Meo,
el
el
Meo.
Meo. It's at
Yes.
56 City Mill Lane.
Just one place, al patio.
El patio.
56
Now,
City Mill, ¿qué está
people,
dónde?
56 City Mill Lane, as you go up City Mill Lane,
Yeah.
almost to the top, on the right-hand side.
¿Dónde estaba el Winter Garden?
There's an old, no pasando el Winter Garden, there's an old patio there, very old patio.
Yeah.
And that was it. People more recently would refer to it as el patio Mena, because
I've heard
Mena,
of patio
Mena, the
Mena, yeah.
wholesaler
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
groceries and that, used to have all his stores there.
See?
But before
Then
that,
he
he
moved
was
to
known as
Cratchit Shramp,
Currito
no?
Meo. Okay? No, well, he
Mena.
moved, but he had it there for a while. And whilst we're at this point, I'd like to say that I think it would be a good idea if we when we mention things like this,
Yes.
we were to offer a little incentive, like a bottle of wine, for the right answer, so people can write in or text in, and we will have a draw of the correct answers, put it in a hat, and draw out a name, and whoever wins
And we will give them
will
a bottle
give
of
them a
wine.
bottle of wine. And I would like to ask viewers to tell me where El Callejón de la Pasiega.
El Callejón de la Pasiega.
Yeah,
is
where was el
Callejón
Callejón de la
de la
Pasiega?
Pasiega?
De la Pasiega, yes.
Sí. Ya,
So-
ya no se usa eso.
No, ya no se usa, ya no.
¿Quién era la pasiega?
Ah,
Una prima hermana de Felipe González.
De pasiega.
that's for me to know, for you to find out.
¿Qué te iba a decir que
Venga.
mentira no era? Hablando de drinks and wines and stuff,
Sí.
eso de que kids can't buy drink, but it was always there, no?
No, before it was illegal. Now it's against the law.
Ah, sí.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yes.
There's a difference.
There's a
then.
difference.
Antes era illegal and now
Yeah, now it's
the
against
law's
the
been
law. Yes,
passed
the law.
that you're
And
not
now it's
supposed
against the law.
to.
Before
you're not
it was just
supposed to.
illegal. Now-
Lo que hay que mencionar, very important, is that we mentioned last week that 5 Gibraltarian ladies were off on a trek, a 40-mile trek, on the Great Wall of China, across the Great Wall of China, 40 miles worth of that, raising money for research into cancer research, UK. I did say that 2/3 of what they have to raise was going towards cancer research and 1/3 towards their expenses. I was wrong.
Very wrong. Naughty, naughty, naughty. No,
Naughty boy.
Naughty boy. Yes.
Too damn
Actually,
naughty.
they've got their own sponsors.
Right.
I was speaking to 2 of the ladies in question, and they've got their own sponsors. And they gave me the names of the sponsors and said you could mention it. But unfortunately, I've forgotten some of them.
Yeah.
So rather than mention some and leave others out,
Yeah.
I won't mention any.
So
of
anyway,
them,
the important
but
thing
they
is that
are, yes.
all the money is
All the
going
money.
to Cancer Research UK.
That's
All of
right.
the money. 3/3. One. Whole
Está bien.
one. Estaba deseando que viniera tu programa a preguntarte.
Ojo,
Mira, yo le digo a esta, a mí no me
No, no la
apunte,
apunte.
pero a ti te apunto yo. Porque la apunto yo.
El último punto todavía me está buscando.
Right. ¿Por qué en el ICC el escalator está al revés? Sube por aquí y en vez de seguir por aquí para subir otra vez tiene que cruzar. And going down the same thing. You go down one escalator and you have to cross the floor to go down again.
¿Para qué será cosas fáciles?
Generally, it's the same sign.
Es más que te employ para que te muevas de un lado a otro y veas.
¿Tú te acuerdas de la moscarda que había last week?
Sí.
It's here again.
No, no.
Míralo.
Aquí
It's
está.
It's the
Sí.
same one.
Espérate,
Es la misma. ¡Ay, ay, ay! ¡Ay, ay! ¡Ay, ay!
No,
It went this way.
Went that
¿Qué?
way.
Tú que eres técnico y
No, pues sí.
ingeniero y cosas de
Lo
esas.
veo lógico.
and look, there could be a simple explanation.
It used to be the way you sign it.
Was it?
It used to be.
See, it used to be like
The
that.
normal way.
The normal way.
Whether it has something to do with the
No, it could be-
medical center or something.
That's
I
it,
don't know.
probably that. Tú sabes,
so. Wow.
va para allá. You're going to go to the health center. Llega, ¿por dónde subo? Por donde te aburre y te va.
Ajá.
And you don't go.
Sí, sí. ¿Tú no quieres dar un buque?
I do. I want to give a bouquet, and I've written it somewhere. Where is it?
No te acuerdas.
Yes. At the entrance to, what's its name? The entrance to Horsepark Lane,
Yeah.
a hurl appeared.
A hole in the
The
ground.
hurl, yes, it was gradually subsiding.
Yeah.
And then on Monday, I think it was, or Monday or Tuesday, workers came around and they broke open the hole, but then they found they had to enlarge the hole, and then they had to carry out some repairs. The thing is that by this morning, this great big gaping hole was still there. By yesterday morning. And then a young chap, virtually single-handed, not entirely single-handed, and his name is Mascari, works for AMCO. He went hell for leather, and he plastered everything inside, filled the hole in, covered the top, and then put a covering of tarmac, brought the machine, pressed it all down, and it was finished. This morning when I went, I said, "What's this? What's happened here?" And I found out that it was thanks virtually to this chap who works for AMCO. But I mean, if AMCO had half a dozen more workers like this chap, my God, what a difference.
They're very good.
What a difference.
Okay, we have to call it a day.
Oh, have
as
we?
Far as part one's concerned.
Part
Yes,
one,
I'm afraid
right.
so. Okay, so we're going to take a break. Don't go away because we'll be back with a slideshow and some of your letters. See you in a while. Hi there, welcome along to part 2 of Talk About Town on this Maunday Thursday. Let me remind you that if you'd like to write to Talk About Town, you can email us at talkabouttown@gbc.gi. That's talkabouttown@gbc.gi, there you see it. Or if you like, you can write to us at 18 South Barrack Road. Talk About Town at 18 South Barrack Road. Okay, another thing I wanted to mention was that St. Teresa's Church apparently has become a theatre. Con todas las luces, todos los sound system, la cortina colorada, when there's a funeral and when there's other services.
Yeah, but they don't carry out the performance when there's a funeral, I'm sure.
No,
but
no.
the
Claro.
St. Teresa's Church has not become a theatre any more so than the Cathedral of the Holy Trinity or the Cathedral of St. Mary the Crowned. We are now going to be treated to a misa criolla, which although it is a misa, it's a special kind of misa criolla, and you've got to pay to go in and listen to this misa because it's like a spectacle. And they've also got some classical music, Vivaldi and what have you. Yeah. And in the Cathedral of the Holy Trinity, you are having a choir, and we have had choirs. So, I mean, I'm not a very religious person. I like to respect everybody's views. Claro. But, I mean, there can be a lot of ways of giving praise to the Almighty. And
well, it was.
I think if it's done with taste.
It was a religious show,
Passion. Well, there you are. It was like a passion play. Yeah. I mean, there are people who still raise their eyebrows at Jesus Christ Superstar.
Claro.
Well, I mean, if you've seen Jesus Christ Superstar, you realize that it is a fantastic production.
To raise their
eyes. On the other hand, you get people who used to go into the church and with their guitars, strumming their guitars, singing songs like they call Ore and all that. And apparently they didn't think it was a theatre. But I mean, you know, I'm probably sticking my neck out. But I mean, chacun a son goût. That's your actual French.
Your actual French.
Oui, oui.
Ustedes que van mucho de Sacarelo, ¿todavía existe el Irish Town Traders Association?
Nosotros que vamos mucho de
Sacarelo.
Sí. I don't think so.
¿No lo he visto?
No, I think it.
Patrick lo pensó eso.
Sí, but I think it sort of died to death once it was pedestrianized.
Yeah.
I think it
when
died
things were fixed.
Whatever.
Okay, we're going to take a look at our slideshow, and where do we start? We start today in the convent. Incidentally, those signs aren't there anymore. At least they weren't there today.
Because probably there's room.
Sí.
They only put them when there's no room.
Esto es la parte atrás del convent, the back entrance of the convent. We'd never had these signs there before, but for the past couple of months or so, they've been appearing. It's to do with a car park inside. Pero ¿por qué? Are there more cars now going in than before?
Or are the bigger cars, 4x4s?
Could it be in preparation for the new ministers?
Maybe
two more?
No, maybe it's because that's where you pick up the wheelchairs and that for the Red Cross. So maybe there's more cars getting in to pick up.
How many wheelchairs do they pick up a day?
Well, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
No sé, pero hoy ya no estaba. It wasn't there today.
It's Easter.
See, maybe it's because it's Easter and they're not
Easter,
using a wheelchair.
No, nobody.
Let's go to slide number 2. Now, this is a very dangerous one. This is near St. Teresa's Church, near the Lady Williams Centre, actually. So a lot of elderly people walk out of that place. And anybody, really, walking past on the pavement, there's a nice gaping hole there in that woodwork. Que está bastante mal, ¿no te
No, but
parece?
what is that hole for? Because you get holes for different things. It could be a hole for a lamppost, a hole for a tree.
No, it's just a hole for somebody to break his neck.
Well, at the moment that's what it is. But I mean, if they put the lamppost, that'll be the end of the story. Or if they plant a tree, that'll be the end of the story. At the moment, it's just a hole for.
Just a hoofer.
It's just a hole for.
See, maybe
Well, it's dangerous.
Somebody can enlighten us.
Somebody
on
can
that hoofer.
enlighten us.
Let's take a look at another slide that we have for you. Esto es el famoso Lego.
Ah,
Que they're using it as a bin. A lo mejor no hay bastantes bins. Los bins esos negros que son muy monos,
Sí.
with gold lettering,
sí.
but maybe there's not enough. Y esto es verdad. See, the first one says maybe there's not enough litter bins. The second one says this has been in this state for over a year and nothing has ever been done about it. ¿Por qué está eso así? The Lego bits ahí tirados, all dusty and not doing anything.
Well, probably what the intention there, I would think, is to have those like little bollards with the chains, and
Los Lego?
no, where the Legos are, those
sí.
Legos. Probably the intention is to fit in some of these small bollards
Sí.
with a chain.
Sí.
And they've just fitted in about another 6 outside the
Allí,
convent
a VIP
where
square.
you live.
Sí.
And probably they've received a new batch of these bollards,
Sí.
and they will, as everything gets done,
Sí.
eventually, they're probably going to do it there.
Pero los bollards.
I don't
that they-
subscribe to that. I think there's a lot of bollards.
It's a lot of bollards.
the bollards that they're putting up in my place,
See,
I think, have to come down again because they're going to start refurbishing the whole of the southern end of Main Street. Ya pronto. They're making the pavements wider and stuff.
yeah,
So
well,
you sound very interested.
yeah, absolutely.
¿Estamos? Ahora vámonos a otro. Vámonos a otro. Mira. Esto we got last week. Last program 2 weeks ago, and we couldn't use it, we didn't have time, but as luck would have it, the next day it appeared in the Chronicle. It's to do with the Westview Park. It says, the letter says, I'm concerned that the works are currently being undertaken to repair the damages caused by the storm on the southern end of the park. Nothing has been done or planned for the repairs of the damage on the northern end. The erosion is already very significant, as shown in the photos, and will not need any storm to finish it off. Also, the balustrade is at risk as it's on the very edge of the erosion. Repairs of this could be easy and cheaper than waiting for the full damage to be done to the park. I also understand that the steps on the southern end are not going to be repaired or replaced. That looks pretty dangerous, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
piece. And one of the cleaners down there told me about that. We mentioned it in the program a couple of programs back, but now we've had these photographs, which are very impressive.
But you know what they could do on a temporary basis?
Sí.
They tie a bit of that red and white tape all the way around, which means that you're not supposed to walk there.
Sí.
That's temporary, and then you know.
Y se queda así.
Well,
Sí.
te queda así, no ve.
Y después arregla.
Eventually.
Sí. In the meantime, we wait. Okay. We have another one. And this is the famous one, or infamous one, I should say,
Oh,
in Cornwall's Lane that we have shown before. But this time it appeared in an English magazine. Tip Top says, we took this photo in Gibraltar, think someone can't read. It says ahí muy claro, please do not deposit refuse here, rubbish here or something. And that is just the dumping ground. I mean, you walk past there any day and you'll find that. Y el cartel tan
No,
clarito.
it's like everything else. Tú sabes, you put that notice up there and nobody takes any notice of the notice.
Sí. Y así es.
Sí.
Así se queda.
And
Okay, so if you've got any pictures you'd like us to see, you can get in touch, or you can send those to weather@gbc.gi, as in sun or rain, weather@gbc.gi, and if they're useful, we'll use them. If they're not useful,
we don't
won't
use them.
use them.
Now, that thing, Richard, reminds
Which one?
me the one we just shown,
The magazine clip.
reminds me of
Cutting.
the bus stops where you've got these signs saying, you know, it's illegal to park. If you park here, you'll get fined.
See,
And people do park, and apparently they don't get fined.
see.
People park on top of pavements, and some of them don't get fined. Now, I'd like to know where one has to go to get a permit that allows you to park on top of pavements and in bus stops.
See,
Because obviously there must be somewhere. Because people
don't get fined.
don't get fined.
Yeah,
So there must be a permit that allows you, you know.
maybe.
I don't know. I know 2 or 3 places where cars are parked on the pavement and they say for sale, for sale, for sale,
Oh, right.
sale.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And parked on a pavement.
On a pavement.
See, but they're selling the cars. Yeah.
Well,
Like a parking lot, no?
hey, you're selling your car, but that's a
Sí.
pavement.
Y los turistas, the tourists that go to King's Chapel and sign the visitor's book. I mean, this I was told by a chap some
yes.
time back. Apparently, many people are writing Gibraltar Español and all these things in the.
Well, I mean, there's one born every minute, but I would suggest that where you have the visitor's book, you have a little plaque which says, visitor's book available for your comments with the services police officer.
Ahí va.
Ahí está. So if you want to say, look, I'm delighted with the because it's a beautiful chapel,
Yeah.
and loads of history in it, and you want to pass your comments, you can go up and ask the policeman, could I have the visitor's book, and then you sign. And do away with it there, because, I mean, you're always going to get these jobs
Sí,
coming
sí.
and spoiling
Sí.
it.
Tú no eres, ¿no, Eric? Tú no vas a King's Chapel.
Yo no, yo voy a la iglesia de San Roque, o sea, lo mismo.
San Roque hace lo mismo.
San Roque de Gibraltar.
All right, we've got some letters. Perhaps you'd like to read your first one, Tony. or
Well,
your-
I've got a letter here, but I've also got something
the piece, that one.
which
Yeah.
I got out of the Chronicle on Friday. I'm talking about the
Yeah.
Chronicle on Friday. On Thursday,
See,
the Chronicle
yeah.
had the insert for the TV guide from the day before.
From the day before.
Yeah, so Thursday's Chronicle had the TV guide from the day before.
See.
I went back to Saccarello's and I said, look, and he said, no, they're all like that. So I said, well, there's one good thing about it.
See. You
The
don't
crossword was very easy.
Ah, yeah.
Because I'd done it the day
The day
before.
before.
Anyway, this
It's on
one
the
it
same
says,
page,
see, it says Friday the 7th, it says Waterport Roundabout. I'm not going to read it all, but it says Sewers Division to carry out excavation works at Waterport Roundabout. These works are necessary in order to remove the flooding that occurs by the Pelican Crossing at the junction of Queensway and the Waterport Roundabout. It's about time.
¿Verdad? Que we've mentioned that a few times.
I think we should get a clap for that. We're not going to
Yeah.
get it because the chap who does the claps is
of
not
course
there.
He's not there
No,
today.
he's
pero-
clapped out. So
Sí, sí. De fix it.
Ahí está,
Ahí
¿verdad?
está, ¿tú ves?
Pareció.
The other chap that does
the other
claps
chap
is there.
has done it. Well done.
Thank you for the claps. Eric, ¿tú tienes algo ahí? Léete algo, ¿no?
Yeah, this is from the local environmentalists. Dear Mr. Cartwright, on behalf of local environmentalists, Friends of the Earth and Environmental Safety Group, I would like to ask you if you would consider the following idea. For the next Earth Day, Saturday, 22nd of April, we are attempting to get people to observe an exhaust-free day. This means that we would encourage people to do without their cars or mopeds for a day. It is not a lot to ask, given it is but for one day. However, we are aware that many people cannot live without their vehicles. This is precisely the point that we want them to reflect on that day a little bit more. And then it goes on to say, I hope that you will seriously consider including it, as I know I would give us much more needed publicity, as well as offer you possibilities for your program, as Mr. Loder and Mr. Andlaw would love to delve into the subject, I'm sure.
Well, Mr. Handler's not here.
Stanley's not here.
You can't delve into
No,
the program.
I can't though.
¿Qué hacemos ahora?
Well, I can delve into it.
Yeah, well, we can always have posters.
Sí.
That's an idea. Have posters saying, make this an exhaust-free day, and put them on the side of a 4x4 Land Rover, and drive around to make people aware.
On the 4x4 road.
Yeah.
Sí.
For
Yo tengo una aquí.
Cascasling.
después tú lo lees. Dear Richard, I refer to the recent fire incident at Harbour Views resulting in tragic circumstances. I recently visited the Gib 5 estates, and on the first floor of one of the blocks, I saw the place, the whole floor there, the landing, cluttered up with 7 bicycles, a child's trolley, 2 partition boards, etc., in the passageway, impeding egress to the emergency steps. In the unlikely event of a catastrophe, surely anomalies like this should be investigated by the fire authorities. And of course, 8, can you imagine 8 bicycles?
Oh, I can imagine 8 bicycles. It doesn't mention any
7
Safeway-
bicycles.
Doesn't mention anything about Safeway trolleys, no? Because
No,
they
well, there
disappear
was,
and they end up there
kids.
as well.
The child's trolley, 7 bicycles. That's on a landing
See?
on the first floor. It's amazing, isn't it?
No. In Gibraltar it isn't.
Not really
No,
amazing. Okay.
No.
You got yours.
Anyway, I got a letter here. It says, last October during our stay in Gib, one day my wife and I decided to visit the Alameda Gardens. On our way there, I noticed that the effigy of the Scottish Highlander in the sentry box in the wall adjacent to Trafalgar Cemetery had no headdress. This is now April, so we decided to pay a courtesy visit to the cemetery. Lo and behold, the poor thing still has no headdress. With this inclement weather you're having here in this case, pobrecito. Will the powers to be
Well,
will the powers that be,
be.
it says to be pleased, that be, please rectify this anomaly as he could be put on a charge with prejudicial to God. This reminds me of
Yeah.
Jonesy.
Sí, claro.
Prejudicial to good order and military discipline. He'll put you in a fizzer in that it reported to its appointed place of parade improperly dressed, i.e. no headdress or bonnet to be precise. Another case of que me dice, Willie?
Right.
Will you 2 members of the panel find this within? Yes,
Muy
absolutely.
gracioso.
I think that as it's summer, instead of having the big helmet,
Sí.
he could wear a tam o' shanter.
Sí, sí.
You know, a little tam o' shanter.
Bonito.
No, tam o' shanter is very Scottish.
Sí.
Como una boinita con
Sí,
o una gorrita
una
con un
chilada
pompón encima.
Quickly, the last, we've got
Oh,
no more time.
God, here we
Dear
go.
Richard, yo creo que el MOD ha subido los landing charges como parte de una maniobra del gobierno inglés para que aceptemos el Airport Agreement. Lo malo es que como se quede un solo airline en Gibraltar, vamos a tener que volver a pagar más de 200 libras para volar a Londres como antes. Mi amigo Pepe dice que una solución al problema sería bajar a los pasajeros en paracaídas en Lathbury Plain, que ya no es del MOD. So there's one solution. No
Yeah.
landing charges, no nada. Okay, it's almost time to meet our guest. We're going to meet him in just a couple of minutes from now, perhaps even sooner. Do not go away. We're back. This is part 3 of Talk About Town. And you know there are football hooligans and football exhibitionists, and they're both football crazy, I think. Well, today in the program we have one that forms part of the latter group, a football exhibitionist. Long word to say. Joe Beriro, businessman, thank you for coming to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Right, and tell me about this. This happened a couple of years ago or more, wasn't it?
3 years ago, I think.
What happened exactly? Tell me. Well, first of all, you support Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not only Madrid, but Liverpool as well.
Oh, yes.
But no, it was the final of the European Cup, and there was 2 minutes left, and
In Scotland.
yeah, in Edinburgh, and Madrid was winning 2-1, and I thought that it was a good idea at that time to jump onto the pitch to try to waste some time,
Right.
so that Madrid could be able to win the match.
What was the outcome?
No, Madrid won actually,
yeah.
and
Sí.
it was.
So that's what they mean when they
Like
say
saying-
así
Así
ganar
ganar
Madrid.
Madrid.
That's what they mean.
¿Y qué te pasó? ¿Te pasó algo?
Oh no! Well, they arrested me. I spent the night in jail,
Oh, you did, in a cell.
and then I went to court the next morning. Pero he gave me a caution, the judge.
Right. So you were wearing a kilt,
Yes,
and nothing else?
nothing
Ni
underneath.
calzoncillo,
No,
ni
nothing else.
camisetas, nada.
No,
Nada.
no, just a kilt.
En pelotilla.
Nothing top.
No, top, yes, I had the
Ah,
shirt.
beh,
I had the shirt.
Shirt,
What,
hombre,
Real
tu
Madrid
te,
shirt, not that.
tu te,
I see.
tu te creíste que era
Que era aquí.
Braveheart.
Braveheart, sí, de la película.
Bueno, tenía la cara pintada, ¿eh?
Ah,
¿Sí? También, de los colores de Madrid. Excuse me. Okay, Joe, tell us a little bit about I think everybody knows that you've been in business for many, many years now, but I didn't realize to what extent. You mentioned the Penelope first. Was that your first thing?
Yeah, well, the first thing I did was actually in a fair. I had a kiosquito ahí con hamburgers, and
Churro
I was
o-
14 years old.
Candy floss, no era?
No,
No.
with the hamburgers and salchicha picante and
¿El de Alameda?
see, when it was in the Alameda, the last fair
Yes.
actually, that was before they started again,
Sí.
and I was 14 years old.
¿Y eso porque you felt you had a flair for business?
No, I was brought into that venture by somebody else, and I enjoyed it. And since then, I've always been in that kind of business.
Right.
but you never joined your father in the Capri, no?
No, I was very young then. I was only
Capri,
9.
Dubai?
No, Capri and Caribe.
El Caribe.
No,
That's
but
right,
Capri as
Caribe.
well. He was,
Capri as well,
with-
but then
with
I said Capri, but I was thinking of Caribe.
Where was
actually.
El Caribe?
Takis
Caribe
Lane,
was in Takis Lane, yes, next to Bakri's Bank.
where Maharaja is now.
Maharaja is now.
Oh, yes.
Caballero, caracol.
It's okay.
I also cook caracoles for the piazza.
Ah, they look
Bueno,
remarkably like caracoles.
bueno, ¿y a mí qué me importa?
No, sí.
Que you cook caracoles.
No,
for the
porque
piazza.
ahora se están supuestos a comer los caracoles.
Esto
¿no?
es,
Sí, ahí
caracoles.
está.
Tú no me estás diciendo a mí que yo
No, que tú comes caracoles.
nunca he comido
Por
caracoles.
eso te lo hemos
Pues ya,
traído.
ahora que lo comes.
Ahora, tú
Para que
sabes,
lo pruebe.
Claro.
my wife does them for me, but she doesn't eat them. What she always eats es jibia guisada.
Bueno,
Pero ya ni eso.
They do it with jibia.
Desde
They do it
que
with
ve- desde que ve la
concha
jibia,
concha fina.
Desde que ve la jibia en GBC, la
Que
misma
the
jibia todos
salsa
los
is very
días.
exquisite.
What
no?
do
The
I
Esa
have
jibia.
sosa,
what do I have to do here?
No,
Rub it out?
First
no,
you
hombre,
have to
pero
have
con
one of
eso,
these.
no sea
¿no?
de tu pueblo. Hombre.
Bueno, no tenés otra cosa que quiere que meta el
But
dedo.
you're going to tell me you're going to start eating caracoles?
No,
now?
I'm going to try one because
Ah.
I've never had a carrot.
Ten cuidado con los cuernos que no se te metan en
Ay,
la
qué
placa.
asco,
En
por
la
Dios.
placa.
Ay, por Dios, qué asco. Ay, qué asco.
Eh,
So, ¿qué hago? I dig and pull out, ¿no?
Think of
Cógelo
it
con
as
la
a
mano.
periwinkle.
Ahí está.
Primero lo
¿Tú?
chupa.
Tú que eres muy inglés.
Ahí está.
Tú que eres muy inglés. Un
Ay.
periwinkle. Un
Y
periwinkle.
ahora mete el palillo.
Ahí está. Ahora mete el palillo
That's
y
it.
lo saca.
A ver.
Imagínate que un periwinkle.
No sé, no me está.
Uy, qué torpe.
Está, no, those are the nuts, the almonds, no?
Ah, I
The
see.
almonds.
Get a bigger one.
A bigger
So
one.
small.
No, bueno, le digas para ¿Qué ¿Qué, tío?
Espérate, I've got to get a bigger
No,
one.
se ve que nunca ha comido
No,
caracoles.
te lo he dicho.
Está claro, ¿eh?
Ah, yeah. I'm not going to suck it. I'm just going to extract it. A ver.
No.
Ahora.
¿Está bueno o qué?
Está más meo.
No, el caracol no, it's not, it's the sauce. No?
Es, sí.
Ay,
no.
He's been very brave.
¿Tú no te
He's been
encontrabas
very
mal?
brave, sí.
Oh,
He's been very brave.
And then Cool Blues. Cuéntame about Cool Blues. Qué escándalo hay Cool Blues. La gente de frente quejándose.
No, antes de eso tenía el Collingwood.
No,
Pero Cool Blue sí, se quejaban. No, nada más que había
Yeah.
one neighbor only.
they're very popular, no?
Yes, it was very,
For the youngsters.
very popular.
And then you had to move out. You had to move out, or because the government want to use it, or something?
Yeah,
no?
the government wanted, he didn't want to renew
Renew the
my
lease,
my
your
lease.
lease,
So they wanted it for, I think they want to put a
The Ministry of Culture there.
yeah,
or
cultural
something.
center, something like that. So
Yeah.
they gave me a new place in Casemates.
Is that a better one?
It's a better one because of the
Salsa Fuego.
location, no?
Yeah.
Where it is. The
Yeah,
location is
whatever
it's
the
much
location.
better. And,
Tú te estás dando cuenta el anuncio que te estamos dando aquí, ¿no? Salsa Fuego. Va a tener que hacer un anuncio y ponerlo en GBC. Salsa Fuego, that's more of a what? A restaurant, is it?
it's a restaurant, and then we the same as all the other places. We
Yeah.
turn it up afterwards to live music and
But then, of course, it doesn't end there because you have interest in, what is it, the Pizza Hut?
well, Pizza Hut,
Piazza Grill?
Burger King,
Burger
Piazza
King?
Grill.
Lipton's?
No,
Ah,
no,
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 Lipton's,
no.
¿no?
¿Lipton? ¿Dónde está
Sí,
Lipton ya?
Lipton, por Dios.
Y Moreno, que era muy famoso también in Irish Town. You bought that
a Jewish restaurant.
I
have
see.
A Jewish restaurant with
También.
my brother, who's a rabbi.
Well, it's Sully's, no?
So it's, yeah.
I've been there once.
Ah,
Twice.
Sully's.
It's quite good.
Ah, it's good, that, yeah.
It's kosher food.
See.
We don't have caracoles
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I know caracoles. Well, it's not a secret that you're a strong Joe Bolzano follower also.
Yes,
Right?
that's correct.
And I always tell people who are in business, digo, chiquillo, don't be so much the forefront of politics in Gibraltar if you're in business. Después, politics change hands or governments change hands, and then maybe they may not favor you. Has this happened?
No. To me, it's been the other way around. I've been
Really?
much better off with the GSD.
No me diga.
Yes, it's the truth.
¿Eso que peloteo?
No, hombre, porque yo todavía sigo votando por Joe Bolzano.
Ujú.
Lo digo aquí claro.
Claro.
Pero la verdad es que it's worked out much better for me.
Sí.
Sí.
Sí, but of course, if you've got the Piazza Grill, es que nomás que hay 4 lados. Si hubieran 7 lados, tendría 7 lados.
Sí, sí.
It really is. Y ahora que estamos hablando de política un poquito.
No, it's always been
Yeah.
anything that they've tried to a bit better for me. It's been because they also needed the place. No, they needed the back of the piazza. So
Yeah.
so
yeah,
that was the advantage.
And
for
then
me.
your house, you've been able to extend it.
Sí, bueno, I've had a patio from
Sí.
behind
No
and things like
problems.
that.
And have you ever thought of going into politics?
No, not really. No, I think
It makes sense.
it's,
Sí.
to be a politician nowadays, you have to be a bit of a dishonest guy.
Really?
You think so?
Yes.
Well.
And there are some who are more guys than others. No, obviously.
Not before. Only today.
Well,
Only nowadays, not before.
No, siempre. ¿no? He's talking about politicians in general. ¿no?
sí. No, what I'm talking about probably is that if, between Joe Bolzano and Peter Caruana, probably Peter Caruana has to lie for me more than Joe
I
Bolzano.
have to lie for you more.
It's too late.
Tell me this about your. What are you celebrating this weekend? Easter or Passover? Porque
No,
es
the-
judío, ¿no?
See, there are two things. First, there is 2 days, which is Passover, and then 2 days afterwards again, next week. So this week I'm not celebrating Passover, I'm celebrating the Caracoles and Good Friday.
Sí.
I have all my guests coming there to my house. And then next week I'm going with my brother up the coast to celebrate Passover.
Pesach.
So the two of them.
Anda, mira qué bien.
See, my mother was
Best
Catholic.
of both
Your
worlds.
mother was Catholic
Yes,
and
my
your
father was Jewish.
father was Jewish. Y en vez en cuando, not very often, te hemos visto por la carrera con tu trajecito en your skull
Sí,
cap.
on his special occasions.
When do you do that? Special occasions?
When, like my father, no, the misa of my father, things like that.
Sí,
Yeah. Important things. Not.
How did this come about, you cooking these? Because you do it every year, hace un montón, ¿no?
Sí, I do it for the piazza, yeah, and for my house.
So how did it start?
Well, it started all. I used to be invited to Harry Gomez.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Harry Gomez.
Yeah, John.
His mother used to make them really nice. It's the same recipe as her mother, Berta. And well, he used to invite me, and I never used to like them at the beginning, so I used to taste the sauce, no, also only. And one day I said, well, give me the sauce and 1 caracol, and the next year, give me the sauce and 3 caracoles, and the next year, give me the sauce and a whole plate of caracoles.
Yeah.
So the other year he said, I'm not inviting you anymore. You have to learn how to do them.
So you had to
So
learn
that's
how to do
how it began.
them. Uh-huh. But they go down pretty well, don't they?
Yeah, in the piazza, it's a good. I do it for every Thursday and Friday of Wednesday and Thursdays of this
Easter.
feast. Yeah, Easter.
And how long does it take to do una buena olla de snails?
6 hours.
De escargot.
6 hours or 7 hours. You have to be
cooking.
cleaning them. Yeah,
Cleaning them and
Cleaning
cooking
them,
and the whole
them,
thing and the sauce y toda
the
esa
whole
cosa.
operation.
Amazing. ¿Te gusta la cara?
And-
¿Dónde lo coge?
No, actually they're jars.
Ah, these are jars. Yes.
But still, you have to clean them thoroughly. Yeah?
Sí. Bueno, ¿tú me traes unos nazos?
No, se me quedó en la casa.
Esta gente no me traen polvorón at Christmas
Eh,
y tú no traes
me-
nazos.
pero
Se puede
se me
aguantar.
pone duro, lo compro y se me ponen duro.
Sí, no.
Joe, ¿y esto del Constitution? ¿Qué lío, no?
I think
¿Qué hay que esperar?
we are not being honest with us, no, with ourselves.
Yeah.
We need a new constitution,
Desperate.
but something that it's Good, not to be the same as what we are, or a modern
But it-
colony.
but-
This is
but-
a modern
we
colony.
haven't
No,
seen
no,
it
no.
For
from
me,
But
it's
hang
not-
on, hang on,
That-
hang on.
that's what-
Joe Bassano himself has said that this is the best thing you can get.
No, well,
Short,
I think
he said this is the best thing you can
I
get.
think-
short of independence. He said it. I haven't
Yeah,
said it.
yeah.
And then he also said that, of course, we don't want independence.
I don't agree. I want
You want
or integration, and if England doesn't want to give it to us, then I want independence.
leave.
But Joe
Simple
says,
and
Why-
clear.
why
but
would
Joe
And
says you
after,
can't have
and
independence.
after independence, free association. Why not?
Why would
No,
you?
But
but-
then we have
Why would you want
but
integration?
but once you get independence,
because we will have the problem of Spain solved,
You think
and we
so?
will always have a problem. Yes.
You think so?
Do you
so
think
if you
England
get
would allow that?
independence,
Well,
Will England allow that?
to what? To give us integration?
Independence? Well, both really.
I won't give you independence.
But nobody's going to take us seriously if we don't ask independence. That's what everybody in the whole wide world ask. Only ask Gibraltar. Why
sorry,
not? Because
I'm
we want
sorry,
the
I
bread,
disagree with you.
the bread buttered on both sides.
I don't want
That's
sorry,
what we
Joe, I
want.
have to
Vijamo
disagree with
local.
you.
Hey,
I'm sorry, I have to disagree with you.
okay, it's your opinion.
It is my opinion, and I'll back it with an argument.
Okay, we are going to through it.
No,
And I'll
okay.
back it with an
I
argument.
like it. I like it.
Now, I don't know whether it was, I think it was Bermuda who voted to remain as a colony because they I don't know whether it's Bermuda, but I think it is, because they realized that they couldn't be viable on their own. And if you're given that choice and say, I want to remain as a colony, and you express
But
that
I don't
opinion.
want to be on our own.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about what Bermuda said,
Yes.
right? And everybody has to respect that. Why has it got to be, I want to be independent, otherwise nobody will respect you? I can't believe that. I can't believe that people will only respect you say, I want to be independent. And Joe Bassano said that independent is not on.
That's right.
Because one of the reasons he gave was that if you become independent, you have to get out of the EU and then reapply to enter, and Spain would block it. So that is out. So you better talk to Joe, eh?
No,
You better talk to Joe because Joe doesn't want independence, and you do.
How things are going with the financial center, maybe we're even going to have to go out from the European Union. Who knows?
I
Why?
doubt it very much indeed.
Why? Because it's doing so well.
I doubt it very much indeed.
Mira,
We'll see what happens.
estamos delgaditos muy bien, ¿no? You had an operation, no? I mean, do you mind talking about that?
No, I don't mind at all. No.
So, because I'm sure a lot of people who are slightly obese or whatever would like to know more about these things.
I had the gastric bypass.
Which is what exactly? What happens in there?
Well, they actually make your stomach much smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
We've heard about stapling, but
no,
it's not
that was before.
It's
Well,
advanced. That happens though, yeah.
it happens maybe, but that is more dangerous than actually the operation I had, because mine was with laser. They cut it with laser and they close it with laser, and they make your stomach small, and that way you eat less.
And it's as simple as that, no?
Simple
Que
as
you
that.
get full up sooner.
You get full up sooner.
Con un bollo y medio.
No, que ni un bollo.
No me digas.
Medio bollo.
Really?
¿Cuántos platos caracoles voy a comer?
No,
Por eso digo yo, entonces,
la mitad es.
so what happens now? Do you eat very much or you don't? Because
No, I
of-
don't eat very much. I
Yes.
eat, well,
Yes, so it's good or
depends
bad?
what you say. I eat normal.
All right.
You people don't eat normal.
Right.
You
Oh, you'd
people
be-
eat
you'd
too
be
much.
You'd be surprised how normal I eat. You'd be surprised.
See, because maybe you used to eat too much, you know? And now un steak con patata frita
No,
and
no,
peas.
no
Tampoco.
te lo puedes comer.
So what would it be? What would a meal for you be?
Soup during the day,
Right.
and then at nights. There's
The
some
main
things that
meal. The main meal would be what?
the main meal would be half a curry. That's
No
it.
me diga.
You also have to take vitamins.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
You need the supplement because you're not
supplements,
taking
that's
it.
it. And until your body reaches the weight that you can't lose anymore,
Right.
it
Which
won't-
you
it
shouldn't
won't-
lose
yeah,
anymore,
It will
yeah.
stop on its own
Oh, good. So you went from 23 stones
to 14.
to 14, which is what you are now. And there's been no side effects, no problems?
No.
¿Y esto hace cuánto?
Un año y 3 meses.
Bueno, there must have been side effects. No
Pero
problem.
no come más.
Los pantalones se te caerían, las camisas te quedaban grandes.
See, I had a new wardrobe. I had to get
A
a
new
new
wardrobe.
I'm sure you did, yeah.
Yeah.
Y de todos los negocios que tiene, what do you like doing best?
It's what I'm used to, no? It's working at nights
The
and
clubs, yes, huh?
socializing there.
Sí. Eso no es para un hombre casado, no te dan la lata at home.
No.
No?
I met my wife in the nightclub, so
Sí, bueno, yo
She
también.
knows what it's all
she
about.
knows what it's about, so she
Y
puts
yo
up with me.
también cuando estaba tocando en la
Now I
música.
don't come so late. Before I used to come home
Ah,
late.
¿tú ves? Porque ahí es donde viene ya la cosa. Sí, tocaba, pero no tiene esto, porque no tocaba no quiere decir que tiene que venir a 10 to
No,
4.
my wife she's very understanding and
That's
she's
good.
a lovely person.
Excellent stuff. Y ya que te gusta tanto los clubs y esto, te has hecho un bailarín with the Let's Dance thing, ¿no?
And it was
Tú
for
eso-
charity, no?
you probably didn't want to do it first.
No,
You
I-
said no at first, y después.
No, I didn't want to do it because I've never danced in my life. Nothing, never.
Right.
And it was very difficult for me. But I thought at the end, I'm going to do it because it was for charity
But you also dabbled in cinema. I remember
As
you
well.
did a film.
as well.
That's
Yeah,
it.
a bit of-
Yeah.
yes.
I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yes.
When was
Film.
that? When was that?
Mr. Cummings was a producer.
Ah,
Yes,
yeah.
sí,
Down
sí,
shots
sí.
in the marina. I
Me acuerdo de
remember,
algo
yeah.
vaguely, yes.
It was
yeah.
fun. It was a
It
good
was,
laugh.
must have been fun,
You
yeah.
like that? ¿no? Pues entonces, a man of many
Many parts.
parts. Many parts. Less parts now because he's only got
Less
half
parts,
his
sí.
stomach.
Se hizo liposuction. Liposuction.
No, eso no me lo he hecho todavía, pero
Todavía
a
no.
lo mejor un día me lo hago.
Back on that, because I'm thinking of viewers now. Well, I'm always thinking of viewers. It's something you'd recommend? See.
Yes.
And that particular one is expensive? Probably is.
It cost me £6,500.
Well, it's not the end
I
of
think it's worth
It's
it
not too
to
bad,
save your life.
Save
Because
money, yeah? You're eating yourself
I
to
had
death.
Were you going that way?
tri-
Was it
yes,
that bad?
triglycerides, cholesterol, high blood
Ah,
pressure.
right, yes, you told me.
I
Yeah.
was my blood from my nose all the time.
Really?
So I knew I had to do something.
Okay.
I couldn't put my socks on. I had to tell my wife to come and put my socks.
Claro, you couldn't bend over.
I couldn't.
No me diga.
Not bad. So I knew I had to do something.
It's
and
recommended.
When you get to that stage, I highly recommend it.
Cuando piensas tú...
You start loving yourself, no? That's
Yes,
the main thing.
sí. Are you religious?
I mean, food it was an important part of my life, but I've eaten as
your
much as I did, and now
When you think of people spending £25,000 on a car, que a fin de cuentas,
that's it.
el mío vale 10,500. Meto la llave y arranca. Va para adelante, va para atrás.
Yo tengo uno que me costó 100,000.
Sí, ya, tú sí.
Y hace lo mismo, va para adelante y va para
Ya,
atrás.
¿cómo
igual.
te-
Va para adelante y
cómate
va para atrás igual.
cómate un caracón, anda.
Bueno,
But since
no
it's
tiene
not
tanto
£1,000,
gasto de
no,
Morrison de comida.
It's
ni
not the
nada.
end of the
También,
world.
you save money on food.
Save money on
Save
food.
money on food.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Que
You
no
save-
gasta tanto en
You
comida.
save money
En
on
comida
food.
también, yeah.
You will
So there we are, highly recommended if you feel you need to do those things. And Joe, it's time to end. ¿Vamos? ¿Qué vamos a hacer?
Anda.
¿Qué? ¿Qué le iba a decir algo?
No, thank you very much for having me here.
Okay, thank you for the caracoles.
I'm glad that we agree and disagree.
Claro,
Of course.
Agree to
It's like
disagree.
it's all
That
I
is
agree to
democracy.
disagree.
That's what democracy is all about.
That's what it's all about. Okay, Eric, thank you for stepping in tonight.
You're
I know
welcome.
you're a bit poorly, pero there you
¿Está
are.
más mejor ahora?
Está un poco más
Está un
mejor.
poquito más
Está un
mejor.
poquito más
Más
mejor.
mejor.
Y a ti, good night.
No,
Sí.
and good night
Oh.
and sleep well.
Sí, sí.
Y Luis, ¿dónde
Por ahí
está?
estará,
Luis.
ya llegará,
No, yo para
ya
decirle a
llegará.
Luis.
¿Tú vas a probar caracoles, no?
Claro.
Sí, ahora vamos por arriba.
Para mí
Okay.
nada más que algo mejor que un plato de caracoles. Dos platos de caracoles.
No, okay. Viewpoint is on next week with James, and we'll be back in a fortnight. Let's see what we come up with then. See you then. Good night.